Social media marketing agency or freelancer? What's the best path for you? In today's episode of Mind Your Marketing, I'm going to break down the pros and cons associated with both being a freelancer or running a social media marketing agency. Hopefully, after you've watched this, you can decide which path is best for you. All right, welcome to Mind Your Marketing. I'm your host, Jordan Shelton. Full disclosure, I currently run a boutique social media agency with a team of 7 here in LA. But I started as a freelancer. I have done a ton of freelancing projects, so I definitely have some experience there and want to give you the pros and cons that I see about both paths. First, let's define freelancing versus social media marketing. So freelancing could be for graphic design, SEO, social media management, whatever it may be, is going to be when you're hired on to come into a company to do a specific set of tasks. And let's go with social media management, right? Very popular thing. Company will hire you as a freelancer for $1,000, $1,500, $2,500, whatever, to manage their social media. They expect to interface with you directly. You are the person who is managing that relationship, is doing the work, and really working alongside that team or that company. That's the freelancing setup as it is. You're usually billing either a flat rate or by the hour. I suggest always going flat rate. So let's talk about, as a freelancer, what are some of the benefits to this? I think a freelancing position or going out and getting freelance clients is a great bridge between being in-house somewhere and running an agency. It puts you right in this middle where you can get flexibility, some time freedom, but you're still able to be a practitioner of your job. So social media, it could be social media management. It could be making pies, right? The freelancer is the person who's great at making pies, while the social media marketing agency is the person who wants to run a pie shop. Ultimately, there are a lot of different job responsibilities within those two jobs, and doing both of those jobs are very different things. Now let's talk about the social media marketing agency, which is also a popular thing to do. It's what I do. Now, with the social media marketing agency, you are able, and you typically offer a couple more services, and you have a team in behind you that fulfills those. So you're going to be out managing the clients, maybe doing some of the work, but also managing a team executing the social media marketing. This could be social media management, content creation, paid media, influencer management, whatever it is your team is signed to do. Now, this is a very different job than being a freelancer, where when you decide to run a social media marketing agency, you're typically not going to spend a lot of time doing that specialized skill. Instead, you are going to have to build systems and a team that can execute. The majority of your time go towards scaling that team. Now, scaling an agency has its own complexities. What is your hiring and firing system? How do you handle internal communication? What is workflow like? What is client onboarding like? All of these things need to be defined so they can operate without having you at the center of every task. And with the scalability comes the option for higher profits eventually, and maybe even a chance to exit the business. But everything has its challenges. So let's kind of get into the pros and cons. Look, I think the biggest thing, we'll go freelancing. The pros, it's easy to start if you have a specialized skill. The barrier to entry is super low. 2, there are no costs really. The costs are you. And you can go on as a 1099 contractor. You don't have to go start a whole company and do the whole thing. So you can get started really quickly, super low cost. That is a massive advantage for freelancers. Also, freelancing can be done as a side hustle. You might have a full-time job and then freelance on the side. So say you are a social media marketer at X company, great. Then around that job, you could do social media management and you could pick up a few $1,000 per month in contracts and you'd be able to stack up a lot of cash. Next, you only have to worry about yourself. So you don't have to worry about all of the HR issues that can come up when you are building a team. That's anyone who's hired anybody or had to fire somebody, let them go, lay them off, whatever. You know that the minute the team grows to more than just you, there is complexity, there's interpersonal relationships, there are things that maybe you can't foresee that will happen in your business. Okay, the cons for freelancing. The biggest con I see for freelancing is you only earn when you work. And although that's good with a regular job too, you are doing so without having any benefits. So you're responsible for your own healthcare, your own benefits, and there are very limited protections when it comes to things like unemployment insurance. Say you lose a contract, you can't go file for unemployment insurance, where if you were to get laid off from your job, you could. This is a consideration, especially if you have growing family, things like that. You know, benefits can be important. Next, another con about freelancing is if you have too many clients, clients, it can lead to burnout. There's only so much you can do. So really be cautious and figure out maybe not what is the optimal amount of clients, but what's the practical amount of clients and work that you want to take on. Simple trick that if you have too many clients or you're finding yourself burned out, increase your rates. If you increase your rates, you'll lose some clients, but your workload won't increase. And then you have a new baseline that you're working against. And this is actually going to help you out and help you actually make more money over the long haul. All right, let's talk about social media marketing agency pros. Look, you can scale an agency. That's the biggest pro. You can make more money as you scale it. It has its own challenges, but that is going to be the biggest pro, that it becomes something where you're not just trading time for money and can eventually be a saleable asset. So a lot of people are seeing exit their agencies, sell to other agencies, PE firms, etc. That's lucrative. That's exciting. So if you want to build a business that you can eventually walk away from or have work for you or sell, then the social media marketing agency is a great way to go. Now, the cons for a social media marketing agency. One, it's more complex. You have to manage more people. You got to build processes and systems to scale. And there's increased overhead across the board, from more software subscriptions through to if you offer your employees healthcare. All of that is going to be additional cost. You need to consider that when you go out and start to get clients. So it's a little bit more costly to build. And that should be a consideration when you're looking at, should I build a social media marketing agency or be a freelancer? And look, the verdict, ultimately, it comes down to you and your lifestyle. I think anyone who says you have to do it this way or you have to do it that way, they're lying to you and they're probably trying to sell you a course. I think you got to do what fits with your schedule. If you want to go gung-ho, do the agency thing, give it a try, build that, you have that time, you want to build a team, you want to build the systems, do it. Start a social media marketing agency, especially if you can find those opportunities. If you just want to do some freelancing, pick up some clients, you want to have time flexibility, you want to make some good money doing social media management, social media marketing, that's awesome too. So do what works for you and what fits your lifestyle. Now, if you have any questions on how to price this stuff, drop a comment below. I'll respond directly with how I would price, certain things, whether you're just starting out or if you're more established. All right, that's it for this episode of Mind Your Marketing. Hit that like, share, subscribe below. That helps me out and helps us get in front of more people. All righty, take care.